The underdogs are my lions, the silent ones are my choir.
So this is a video to make my mom worry about my safety. It was snowing yesterday and raining, and yeah, the roads are wet, as you can see. I'm hoping the camera catches better than yesterday. I adjusted the angle, and it's 1 degree right now with winds of 20 kilometers an hour. There's no gusts, not too much of a wind chill. I did not put my snow pants on top, but I do have my thermal equipment. But I am feeling a bit of cold on my legs. It should be fine. So we're gonna try to make it to the bike path on Goy, and then go east from there and do some sightseeing. I'm keeping the battery in economy mode this time around. That's to maximize the trip, go as far as we can. But yeah, I'm making my mom worry because it's wet and it's cold, it's slippery. It's fine. I've been doing a lot of watching YouTube videos on how to safely drive on 2 wheels. And most of the videos have to do with motorcycles, not scooters and not little e-bikes or mini scooters like I have. So so what I'm learning is for faster speeds, bigger bikes, more dangerous things, and I'm applying it to something that's smaller, slower, already safer because of that, and doesn't have the same complexity as a motorcycle, especially a gas motorcycle that has like a clutch, a brake on the foot and a brake on the hand and a clutch on the handle. When you ride something electric, these are brakes, there's no clutch. You don't change speeds unless you're changing your riding mode. Turbo, economy, some machines have more than one mode, which is just basically a question of how much battery drain do you want. When I'm in economy mode, I don't accelerate very fast. I don't climb hills very fast. And I'm limited at... What is this guy doing? You can't park there, sir. Anyways, so in economy mode, you don't go as fast, you don't accelerate as fast, you don't climb hills as fast, and you're limited in speed. In turbo mode, when I'm just enjoying the ride, I turn on turbo mode to mainly to pass other bikes in front of me. When the road is dangerous, as in like there's a lot of traffic, it's better to go faster, to go at the same speed as the other cars. That way you're with the flow of traffic as opposed to being an obstacle for everyone else. And of course, here's another one who's a bit stupid. I understand you're there temporarily, but you could have parked a bit better. As in like fit yourself entirely in the hole to let the bicycle guy pass by. Anyways, so turbo mode, faster acceleration, climbing the hills at top speed, but it drains the battery much faster. Gonna let this guy pass before me. These are all people, especially the one in front of him. I just wanted to pass in front of everyone else, right? Seeing a bus behind me. There you go. All right. So let's stop in this one. Progressive braking. So I figured I'd practice what I talk about and how I talk and all that stuff, so that when my videos become public, I can have better videos right away. So I'm going to introduce my gear, my setup. I'm riding the new NIU of the brand. The model is a UQi Plus Sport. It's a Chinese company. They a lot of people call them the Tesla of e-bikes. Whatever. But they do a nice looking e-bike that looks like scooters. And the model that I have is kind of like the, you don't need a license, or in this province you don't need a license. If you're 18 and over, you can drive it because it's like a bike, it's legally a bike. But if you're 14 to 18, because it's too much of a bike, it's more of a scooter for a teenager, then you actually need a license. So, which is weird. The younger you are, the more of a license you need. Let me just pay attention to this corner. It gets tricky and dangerous. Hold on. Let's accelerate out of here. Turbo mode. And back to normal mode. There you go. Cruise control. Okay. The thermal underwear that I'm wearing is a Under Armour. A lot of people have seen the logo for it. It's like a U and an A together. Anyways, it's not bad. I mean, it's almost $200 worth of underwear, so it better be good. But it adds that layer for warmth. Like I said in a previous video, there could be a difference of about 13 degrees or 10 degrees between the actual temperature and the temperature you feel. This is regardless of wind, just riding your bike. What's going on here? This is a bit dangerous. Okay. So yeah, it's important to protect yourself from the wind and add some pockets of heat, keep your body heat. I should have worn my snow pants, basically ski pants, on top of everything else. I'm just wearing my Under Armour long johns and my jeans on top of it. And I can feel some breeze onto my knees and my thighs. Now in the middle of my, between my legs, I have a middle box that I mentioned. There's a company in the Netherlands called e-scoot parts, like electric scooter parts, e-scoot parts. And well, you know, they're more of a reseller. They sell, they're suppliers in Hong Kong, so when you buy from them, it actually gets shipped from Hong Kong. And Well, the difference with them, the prices are very similar, whichever one you go for. It's always the same, about the same price. But the guy gives me great service. So I recommend it. If you want stuff for your scooter, especially of the new brand, NIU, escootparts.com gives you great service. When I first ordered from them, I ordered a bigger seat, a thicker seat, so it's more comfortable and it's longer. And I asked for the extra rack in the back so I can put a storage box in the back. And when I got it, it didn't have the rack. So I emailed them. The guy's like, oh, well, the reason for that is because people have been complaining that the storage box breaks apart when you hit speed bumps or potholes and cracks in the floor. It's like cheap plastic. Even though it's like $300, it's cheap plastic. So the supplier stopped selling it, and it took him some time to actually remove it from the website. I think he may have just forgotten. So when I told him, he told me that. He said, oh shit, sorry, the difference is 25 euros, so let me refund you the difference. And within minutes, he took it off the website. He took off that option from the website. Now, once I left a review for my yeah, I left a review for the product on his site. He saw that I mentioned that there's no handle. The default rack that comes for the seat has like a nice tube around it that you can grab to move your bike around. But the new setup is just folded metal sheets that are laser cut with no round edges. So it ends up like, you know, rubbing the skin, chopping your fingers. Within a month, he looked around without telling me. Like, he read the comment, the review. So he looked around and found some handles you could attach that fit onto the rack itself. And he emailed me personally. He was like, hey, I saw your review. I looked around and I got this. And driving behind a bus, so it's a bit, let's go around this guy. There's nobody behind me. There you go. I'm gonna be going right here. I'm gonna be waiting at the stop first. All right, at the light. So yeah, so he emailed me directly to say, hey, I found these handles. After your review, I thought I might look around for that, because it's a legit concern, you know, something you can easily be worried about, especially if you have more fragile hands. Then it's an important thing, right? So yeah, I was like, well, thanks. Wow. I put it on my list, like my favorites. I have a folder where I put the favorite stuff that I want to buy eventually, or look at, or compare with other stuff. And when I finally bought the middle box, I bought the handles. I also bought a cup holder, which is, I don't know if it's in the view, but it's down here. And I just noticed my keys are still here. I'll just leave it there. And I keep forgetting what else I bought. Oh yeah, a center kickstand. So the new UQi Plus comes with a side kickstand, which you, just like a bike, you know, you flip the kickstand and lean the bike on it. But the bike is heavy. When there's a battery in it, it's like 125, 150 pounds or something like that. That can be a lot on that. And if your ground is not level, or if you're putting it in dirt or something like that. My bike fell twice in the span of a month from hold on, from leaning badly. Is the speedometer working? Oh, it is. Nice. So I bought a center kickstand with 2 legs. so that it's a bit like like a scooter. You know, it lifts the wheel off the ground to hold it steady. I just don't know how to install it. There's no instructions whatsoever. So I still haven't done it. I'm not in a hurry, because in a few days I'm gonna stop riding because it's gonna get colder and colder and the conditions are gonna be worse and worse. But come the spring, I want to have it because I'm gonna go out a lot. My videos may become public at that point. So yeah. The e-scoot parts has already received about 1,500 to 2,000 Canadian dollars worth of my money. I don't know how much that much is in euros. I think it's less in euros. I pay a bigger number in Canadian dollars than the euro price that's indicated. Something like 1.4, 1.5. But I'm happy. The service is great. And that's important. That's very important when you have a business. The service. You may be more expensive, your products may be cheaper, it doesn't matter. Is your service great? And that's what people remember. That's what the clients remember. They'll come back for your looks, they'll come back for your personality, they'll come back for the service you offer them, even if it's cheap. I used to go to this coffee shop that served us some disgusting coffee and kept messing up my sandwich. But the girl was nice and she was pretty. So I came back every morning. I went there to buy my breakfast. So I'm waiting for a good timing to go onto the bike path that's on the left there. I'm actually going to do this here. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna wait for them to go. All right, now I'm on the bike path. Let's go slow the speed, cruise control, and enjoy the ride. There's less stops, so I don't have to put my hands on the brakes as much. Cars are not in the way. This is great. I've done this a few times in the summer. It's awesome. So anyway, yeah, service is more important than price or product. People will pay more for your cheaper product if you offer them great service. In my accounting program, I also took a marketing class, and although it wasn't mentioned, I think I should have. It's something I should have shown in my presentation. By offering above average service, you can retain your clients, and they'll talk to their friends about you because they'll say, hey, this guy has great service. Sorry, cars parked in the fucking bike path. I have to avoid it entirely. I don't know what the situation is with bike paths here. Oh, it was December 1st. Oh no. Oh, this place is actually closed. The bike path is actually closed. Oh no. Well, I mean, it's still accessible, as you see that I am on it right now, but oh, that sucks. I'm gonna find a way to go left, go north to the side of the river. Less traffic, no parking because it's an actual bike path. Oh, but this sucks. Oh. You know, I'm gonna wait a bit. I'm gonna make sure that I can actually be on the correct road. So in the meantime, this is the app from NIU. It's connected to my bike. It's got the battery level and the speedometer and a map to show me where I am. They used to have messed it up where she was nice. She let me pass. Awesome. All right. So yeah, their app used to not show the speed, not show where you are on the map, which is kind of pointless because this is a live map. I just missed the turn. Okay, this is a live map with a live speedometer, but it didn't work. But now it does. I think they listened to enough people complain that they actually fixed it, which is awesome because Google Maps has a Go feature so that you see where you are on the map as you walk around. But the problem is the screen turns off. Woohoo! Whereas, actually, I'm gonna go left so that it can take the ramp up to the bike path. Yeah, so the screen turns off with the Google Maps. So what's the point of a live map if it doesn't keep the map on the screen for you to know where the hell you're going? So that's why I like that NIU fixed their application, because now it stays on all the time. I know where I am at all times. I know how long I've been riding for, you know, the inclination, the altitude and whatnot. I mean, I have the information here, but here it's stored, whereas once I'm done, I can look at the trajectory that I did, where I went, where I stopped. So every time I turn off the bike, it ends the ride and it records it, and it does a snapshot of the map with the lines of which streets you're turned on, basically using a GPS. Lots of bumps. So when you turn it back on again, then it knows, okay, new ride, and it starts recording again. This is nice. Hold on. Nobody behind me? I'm just gonna park my bike on the side right here. Actually, no, there's a better view later. I'm gonna do this later. But yeah, basically there's an island next to Montreal called Laval, right to the north of it. Well, it's actually called L'Île Jésus, Jesus Island. But the entire island is one city called Laval. And Laval, yeah. And it's right across the river, the St. Lawrence River, and you see it. And there's a lot of, you know, it's a nature landscape. In the summer there's boats and people having fun. It's nice and colorful. You'll see some fish jumping up and down, some birds doing their fishing. And later on there's a dam. Hold on, let me pass this lady. Yeah, later on there's a dam. So there's a lot of like noise and kerfuffle and more birds because a lot of fish are like getting blocked at the dam. And I want to see it with the... I'm gonna stop here just to be safe. I don't have to, but I want to respect some of the traffic laws. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get to that dam, get off my bike and show it to you for a while, see what happens. Now, one thing I realize is that if I keep talking about everything and anything, eventually I'm gonna run out of stuff to talk about. I'm gonna go blank one day, not have any ideas as to what to talk about as I'm riding. And like, especially right now, my hands are just like leaning on the handlebar just to make sure I don't like swerve sideways, and I'm almost zoned out, almost not paying attention. And that's the joy of riding, especially on a bike path as opposed to a road. You just keep going. The scenery keeps changing, so your mind is not bored, but it's zen. It's a very peaceful, very enjoyable feeling. There's this YouTuber, I'm his only subscriber so far. Yeah, I think he's called Melancholic Monk or something like that. He's an older dude. I say older because he's got more gray hair than I do. He's probably like 10 to 15 years older than I am. Probably like 55, 60, 65. And he only has one video, but I watched it and it was perfect. He, unlike me, did not talk. It was like a half hour, 45-minute ride through one of those natural parks. I guess there are a lot of motorcycles in parks down there, but he rode his like what looks like a Harley Davidson. I don't know the brands of motorcycles, so I'm saying Harley Davidson just because it's like, you know, one of those big metal bars and brrr, a lot of like motor noises. And he's got like the German soldier hat, you know, with the spike on it almost. But he wrote in the comment, is like, after a day's work, after a stressful day, you just go out into a natural park and ride, but lots of swerves, you know, not too many straight lines unlike what I'm doing right now. Although I'm swerving now to enjoy it. And the point was as simple as it's meditation. It's a way to clear your mind from the stress and enjoy the outside for a bit. He wasn't riding fast like many, especially sports motorcycle guys you see out there, YouTubers. They go super fast, above the speed limit. Why would you film yourself breaking the law and then post it on YouTube for you to be, well, you know, caught? This guy was in the bike path for some reason for a second. That's kind of weird. It wasn't a bike path before. I mean, the other bike path was closed up on the southern part, but over here it's still open. Yeah, there's no sign that says closed from December 1st to April 1st. So it's an all year round bike path. Anyways. So yeah, I subscribed to his video. I left a like on his video. I watched it till the end to make sure the algorithm of YouTube suggests it to other people. And I left a comment, a simple comment. Nice. I hope that put a smile on his face, even if it's just for a few seconds. Because it's a little community, this two-wheel community. You don't know what it's like to ride a motorcycle or a big scooter or whatever until you do on a regular basis. And then, well, with the internet, it helps a lot to exchange tips, tricks, ideas. Yeah. So my legs are getting cold. I'm gonna start moving them a bit. I'm shaking my legs. Everything else is warm. Everything else is fine and dandy, but my legs are cold. Okay. This guy seems okay. There's got to be a way to go back to north, back to a better bike path than this one, because I'm on the road again, and I took a bike path to not be on the road, but I'm on the road. Oh, what the hell? Maybe I'm too far east. It's possible. I'm seeing the river to my left, But it's a pedestrian bike path. It's not a bike path. Okay, yeah, I understand now. I went too far east. When I'm stopping, my legs warm up because the blood is like, what? You're not frozen anymore? Thank you. Let me put my legs down. Oh. All right, let's go. So yeah, I was thinking of getting change the subject here. I was thinking of getting a microphone or using my earpiece for the audio caption so you guys can hear me better. But like when I use the microphone, my earpiece, just a wireless earbuds, you hear the wind when I'm just walking. So imagine if I'm riding at 30 kilometers an hour, you wouldn't hear me. You would just hear this crackle, annoying noise in the microphone, which is not what you want. So I'm trying to figure out, when I'm watching other YouTubers that ride, what they're doing to their setup, you know? I'm not on a motorcycle, so I don't want to wear a full helmet, you know, with the face, with the mouth guard and all that stuff. It's like overkill. Sorry, one of my hands is over my groin area because I should have worn my snow pants. Lost my train of thought. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna stay quiet for a while. Enjoy the ride. I'll just say this before I'm quiet again. I'm gonna add some music in the background. I'll try some editing. Sorry, I slowed down because there was this girl dancing. She's under the bridge and she was just spinning and dancing and whatnot. I didn't even see a camera set up. I think she's just like enjoying herself or practicing or something. So I gave her a huge thumbs up and she kind of like stopped spinning and went like, whoops. And I was like, no, keep going. Enjoying life. Enjoying life is important. The little things. Bit of dancing, just taking a walk, watching TV, whatever it is, just be grateful about it. Always be grateful, even to yourself, especially to yourself. You worked hard to get to where you are. You may not think you're far, but you still survived. How many days since birth up to where you are right now? Thousands of days, millions of hours, billions of minutes. You just kept going. You never stopped. Sometimes it's hard. But hard is part of the struggle. And when it's hard, when finally something happens, you enjoy it even more. In my case, it could be something as simple as mental health. I used to be depressed all the time, but at some point my mind said, hey, you're still here. You have a roof over your head. You're able to put food in your mouth. Be grateful. I missed it. I keep missing it because the way it's announced is always badly announced. So I'm gonna do what I always do every time I miss it. There you go. I'm gonna use this guy's driveway. There's no cars behind me. To get in here. And then I want to minimize how long I'm in the grass because it's gonna squeak the wheels. But let's do this. And let's do it here. All right, the bike path. And here it is. I'm hoping the camera sees some of it. But let me try to, can I turn this? I'm hoping my hands are not blocking the lens. It probably is. Hold on, let me do it with this hand instead. Enjoyable moments in life. I'm gonna be stopping at some point, getting off my bike and getting a better view. It gets better. It gets better. Oh, this goes back to the road again. I hit a puddle back there. That was weird. There's lots of planes over here. It'd be weird. You're living there, and next to your backyard is a bunch of Cessnas and other small engine planes. It is a kind of a interesting part of Montreal where there's not that much public transportation. There's a lot of people in cars, but there's like small houses, big mansions, small businesses spread around. I think it's a bit richer here. Like, you need more money to live here. Some of these houses are like old castles, but then there's these new constructions here. You know, that guy pays a lot of money for his stuff. But some of these houses have been here for a long time, and those that used to live here before it got upscaled. Well, if they ever sell their property, they're making a lot of money compared to how much they spent on it. If you bought this in the 60s, 50s, 70s, 80s, whatever, you probably only paid like up to 100 grand for it. And today it's probably worth like 5 to 800,000, maybe $1 million for some of these. Played safe with this guy. All right. Multiple cars are coming together. Give them a wide berth if you can. %78 battery, that's not bad. So I'm probably going to keep going until there's like 60% battery, and then make my way back. That's a lot of street names. Wow. Is there a bike path that goes back down there? Come on, guys. I want to be to the side of the next... I'm having trouble talking. It gets better, though. At some point, there's no houses and the road is right next to the river. Yeah, much more enjoyable scenery. I'm hearing a lot of wind in my ears, but I'm hoping that previous videos confirm that the windshield on this microphone is great and blocks off a lot of the wind. The only thing you should be hearing right now is the whir of my electric engine, the rubber rubbing on the road, on the wet road, some wind, and cars passing next to me. That's the only time it really gets loud. It's when there's a car passing by. This is one of the reasons I tried to use this road today, to lower the noise beside me. Some of these gas guzzling engines make a lot of blah, 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 blah. That can be quite annoying, and some of them do it on purpose, which is even more annoying. That's good. It's good. Lots of little tiny parks. Some of them are between houses, or it's like where there would be a house, there's a park instead. See, a couple was enjoying their walk. I think she overcompensated for the safetiness, but whatever. I know I'm burning some stops here. I shouldn't. I am legally a bicycle, and most bicycles just go past the stop. My mom told me about the nighttime video that I did yesterday or the day before. You did something illegal. You did a U-turn at a red light. I was like, yes. But if you were a bike, if you were someone on a bicycle, would you have done it? Yes. There you go. When I finally go up a notch and get a driver's license, a class 6D, D as in Daniel, for scooters, I'm not going to do U-turns on a red light. I'm going to do U-turns where you're allowed to do a U-turn. I'm going to stop at this one because it's a bit more, yeah. Try to get into the habit of it. Habit of being legal. Of not being stupid. He has a dog, so I'm going to give him some space. Dogs can start running left and right with no warning, so you don't want him to get entangled in my wheels. So it says that the bikes can go here and that the bikes can go opposite this one-way street. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's something that took me a long time to learn. Is well, a long time, a few months, until I saw a YouTube video about it and it made complete sense. Was that you don't want to be gripping the handlebar. You don't want to have your arm straight, because that's stress. I'm gonna slow down, and some old ladies walking on the bike path. Attention derrière. C'est beau. Well, that's nice. Awesome. I don't think they heard me. Which I thought I was talking loud enough, but it seems that a lot of people don't hear you at all when you're behind them. Probably the shape of the ears. So as I was saying, you don't want to be gripping it. You don't want to be straight. If you're straight, then you can't respond properly. If you're loose, then you have maneuverability. If you're gripping your handles hard, you're tense. Your muscles are already flexing, and that causes stress in your body, first of all, for nothing, for no reason. But also it reduces reaction time, because if you have to do something, you have to untense, loosen your muscle to re-tense it, re-tighten it for the next motion. Whereas if you're already loose, you skip that loosening step. You're already loose. So the point is to minimize the time, the reaction time. So you have to always be paying attention to where you're going. This is from a YouTube channel. I'm not sure the correct words, but you have to plan your escape route wherever you are. If there's a problem, you want to be able to quickly swerve away from it. So when you get to like an intersection, you want to be on the left or right side of the lane, so that if the car comes in behind you, you can easily go around them. You want to keep an eye out for escape routes at all times, and the escape route keeps changing. If you do need that escape route, it could be slowing down. So yeah, you could be slowing down to let someone pass in front of you because they're being an idiot and passing in front of you. It could be coming to a stop, but you never want to fully hard stop, because then your brakes are going to lock up, your wheel's going to lock up, your wheel's going to start shaking and sliding on the ground, and you may just like flip over and fall. So you want to slowly stop. Even if that slowness is fast, you still want to do it gradually. So you need that stopping distance between you and whatever's in front of you. But with practice, at some point you'll realize that buffer between you and whatever's in front of you is too small. It shouldn't, because you should always keep that buffer big in front of you. But sometimes road conditions, maybe you're going too fast, maybe the person in front of you came to a stop so hard that you didn't have time, not enough buffer. So sometimes your escape is to accelerate. If a car's coming in this way and you're going this way, they're gonna T-bone you, and you don't have time to stop because they're coming. You may need to swerve right and accelerate past the incoming car. So it's not always about stopping, it's about finding the best option. So your mind has to always be paying attention. One of the things that he did mention that I remember is there's different color grades of how much attention you're paying to the road. So you have white, yellow, orange, red, brown. Now, if you're in the white zone, you're zoned out. You're not paying attention. You don't want to be in the white zone when you're riding. So you have to be in the yellow zone. And yellow zone means you're zoned in. You're paying attention. You're not panicking. There's nothing wrong happening. There's no danger around you. But you're paying attention. Now, when something happens, an obstacle or something like that, no, you pay attention to what's going on in front of you. And I'm going to stop here. So when you fall into the so white, you're zoned out. Yellow, you're zoned in, which is where you want to be when you're riding. If something happens, if you see in front of you that a car is coming the wrong way, or their nose is sticking out from their driveway, their intersection too much, or something like that, then you fall into a orange state. So white, yellow, orange. Orange means, okay, now you're actively more paying attention to what's going on. You're ready to react. You're both your arms on the handles, and your fingers are ready to brake. You don't want to wait till the last minute. You want to be ready to brake. You don't want to be paying attention to a horn or lights when something happens. You want to be paying attention to braking. Safety first. And safety means stopping, not flipping the other guy off or honking your horn. Honking your horn is that delay that you could have, if you're braking. But if you're horning and then braking, like I said, you want to shorten the distance, the time it takes between event and reaction. Now, if it's really bad, you're slipping and you're about to fall. A car is really coming the wrong way at you on the road. Pedestrians are running into the road without paying attention. Whatever it is, then you fall into the red stage, which is okay. So white is zoned out. You don't want to be there. Yellow, orange, and red. When you're riding, you want to be in those stages. Yellow zoned in. Orange, paying a bit more attention because you're seeing some possible dangers. Red, there is a danger and you're reacting to that danger. And that's when you're stopping, accelerating, swerving, doing what you need to do to stay safe, basically. Now, the brown stage is you didn't react properly. You waited too long. You went out of that stage. So it's brown because when you're done with the event, you have to check your pants to see if there's anything brown in it at that point. You may have pooped your pants. So white, yellow, orange, red, brown. Don't be in white. Don't be in brown. Stay in yellow. Go to orange when you see some threats. Go to red when you're reacting to a threat that's imminent, and then slowly go back to orange and go back to yellow. Never go to white. If a car is pissing you off, don't speed up next to him to look at his window to flip him off or anything like that. Why? Because when you're looking at him and paying attention to him or her, or paying attention to the car, you're not paying attention to what's in front of you. And that can be dangerous. But yeah, let me stand up a bit. All right, see, enjoying the little moments in life. I think instead of continuing straight, I'm on Saint Jean-Baptiste Boulevard, and I've never really been down the street, so I'm actually going to explore some of these residential areas. There's no one behind me, so I'm being stupid. Okay. I'm seeing a hill. I turned on turbo mode because I want to make it up that hill that you see down there. If I'm on normal mode, I may slow down to like 6 to 8 kilometers an hour. I don't want that. It's a long hill. And there's a stop sign just before the hill, so I have no momentum. And I'm seeing people that are not stopping and turning without blinkers. That's always the joys of life. .40 kilometers an hour? That's not bad. Look at that Canadian Quebec flag. They look like they're frozen. There's a bike path. Very nice. Very nice. It's a very residential bike path. It may only be like 500 meters long or something like that. We'll see. I've never been here before. Some nice houses. Yeah, it's a bike path that does 100 meters. You know, you're in a more upscaled area when you have 100-meter long bike paths. At least there's warnings for the bikes here, almost on every pole, so cars are used to vulnerable people and modes of transportation. I did not put my blinker on because I just discovered this bike path. It's probably another 100-meter long bike path, but it kind of breaks through between places without cars so that the cars are not speeding their way through. It's a nice little area. I'm enjoying this. Let's keep following this for a while. What may end up happening is I get lost and then I just put the GPS and let's go right. That's what the bike path symbols say, although the arrow is both ways. Oh, I'm seeing it now. Go left. See, I went into a yellow stage right there. Orange. Some guy's backing up because some guy's backing up. So my reaction was, get away. Sometimes people react weirdly when they're like letting someone else pass through. There's like safer ways of doing it. Also, that's one thing I was gonna say learned from my stepdad in a sense. Some of these cars are doing it right, but you should back up into your driveway so that when you leave, you see where you're going. I just saw a few of these cars inside their temple protection for the winter, and they're forward in it, so when they want to back up, they can't see where they're backing up. They can't see where anyone is. Which makes it super dangerous. I mean, the time it takes for you to get into your car and then start backing up, a kid could have walked and is right there behind the car, and then you just back up without noticing into the kid. Whereas if you back up into your parking lot, then you see where you're going because it's in front of you. Look at these dead-end streets. Nice. Must be really peaceful living here. You don't see it, but I'm looking everywhere. My head is turning left and right. There's no sidewalks here. This is kind of weird. Going back west now, so it seems like I'm heading back towards my place. But this lack of sidewalk is making people not pay attention, not know if they're in the center. There's not even markings on the ground saying if you're in the middle or not. It makes it kind of dangerous in a sense. So on these roads, I'm shifting between yellow and orange. I'm mostly in yellow, paying attention and not being stupid. But like this car behind me, he was going 70 kilometers an hour in a residential zone. Coming up hard, speeding behind me. I mean, it's a residential zone. It's 30, maybe 40, depending on the neighborhood. Not 70. If I hear you like speeding behind me, I know you're being stupid. I've had people honk at me because I was blocking the very narrow road. And it's a 30 kilometer an hour zone. And I can't go faster than 30 kilometers an hour when I'm in economy mode, which means I was respecting the speed limit. And they're all honking at me, saying, hey, get out of the way, you're too slow. It's like, I'm respecting the speed limit, you fucking... That was not a stop. And sometimes I'm even in turbo mode and I'm breaking the speed limit, going 38 in a 30 kilometers an hour zone. And they're zooming past me, which means they're not going at 40, 10 kilometers above the speed limit. They're not going at 50. They're probably going at 60 or 70 kilometers an hour in a school zone, you know? Said it once and I'll say it again. Idiots. Let's go right here because that's what the bike paintings on the ground tell me to do. La 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 la. I've been writing for an hour. This video is going to be a bit long. It's okay. You could skip through it. I still need to spend a few hours to edit, convert, and upload. And I'm keeping it in 4K because, you know, you want to maximize the quality. You want to please the audience. I want to please myself more than anything. But I think I'm gonna start heading back home. Also, my balls are getting cold. So, let's go back home. Telling me to use the bike path, and that's a good idea. So nobody behind me, let's go. I'm gonna go back home in turbo mode as much as I can. Cut the time a bit. Oh, that's gonna be a downhill down there. We're not gonna make it. Can I? Nah. Progressive braking. Well, before I continue, I just want to see something. It does. So I'm actually going to go down this hill. Yeah. Google Maps is going to adjust it for me after, but I like when it goes downhill. Oh, it's not that big of a hill. Ah, it looked like more of a hill from back there. The highest speed I've gotten on this scooter, e-bike, whatever thingy, is 70 kilometers an hour. I was going down a mountain hill. I was going down mountain hill with 60, 64, 65 kilometers an hour. I was going down Victoria Avenue or Victoria Street in the Westmount area, from Côte-des-Neiges to Westmount to the south of Montreal. It was, I mean, my hands were ready on the brake. I was in the red state the whole time. Just paying attention to the guy in front of me because he's speeding up in a residential area. It's a Porsche. Of course he's speeding up. It's a Porsche. Even if it's an SUV, if you've got a car that has a name Porsche, Lamborghini, Ferrari or whatnot, you're gonna go fast. Even if you shouldn't, you're gonna. SUVs, you know, they're actually more dangerous for you, the driver in an SUV, than a normal sized vehicle. They can tip over more easily. They get knocked by the wind around more easily. Their center of mass, center of gravity is too high. Oh, that was a good turn on the wet road. That was good. I felt it. I was in the zone. All right. Sorry, a little tiny woohoo. On two wheels, when you're doing something nice like that, where you feel it's having your life in your hands and being in control. I had to pay attention to that because I saw a kid wave the car down. You had to make sure that the car was not going again. It was his turn, but and he didn't move forward. All right. That's a weird name. Ozias Leduc. O-Z-I-A-S Leduc. Leduc is French. It's Quebecois. Ozias is not. Wonder what nationality that is. I don't like these roads with the lines on it. It's actually more slippery for bikes. One disadvantage of riding when it's cold is that you start leaking. Woo! Which means you cough more. I don't like buses like this. Sometimes the bus is actually just stopped. Why are you in reverse crooked like that? It's like he's waiting for his friend, but he's being dangerous about it. It's like there's all this space in front of you. Finish parking, finish getting out of the way. Don't stay halfway in a bike path. If this was the Netherlands, this is one of my friends backpacked across Europe, Magius Games. And there's an expression in the Netherlands, red is dead. The bike paths are painted red, and pedestrians should not be on the bike path. It is for bikes, not for people. So I don't know where I'm going. So I could go to Laval from this bridge, but I'm not gonna. And what happened was that pardon me. I could go straight. I was able to go straight, but the car was so creeping up into wanting to turn right, and I was afraid he wouldn't wait to turn right. Let me press the pedestrian crossing button. There you go. So normally when you're a bike, it's kind of tricky at intersections. You can use the pedestrian crossing to cross because it's actually safer for you on a bike. But I'm kind of both. Especially this road. It temporarily told you go on the sidewalk, but it also told you don't go on the sidewalk. So this little stretch, it's only 20 meters, but causes a lot of confusion, which is dangerous. They should have a bike light also. My visor is fogging up, can't see. Guys parked in a reserved lane. Whoops, so I was supposed to turn here. Shit. Shit, this goes nowhere. Okay, okay, it's not bad. It's there's a way out. Yeah. Fingers are getting cold. I did, not only am I testing my GoPro, but I'm testing my cold weather gear as well. This is all new to me. I've had this bike since March. Not even. April, May of this year. So I haven't had it for more than a year. And I was about to, you know, put it away for 6 months, from like October to March, April of next year. But I was like, you know, I'm paying $150 of storage per month, per 4 weeks actually. So I'm paying 13 months per year. and well, I want to use it. I want to ride. I want to go out. I want to do something. So for like a couple of weeks, I was getting depressed. I was stuck at home doing nothing. So I spent some money, bought the winter gear, and so I'm testing the GoPro, but I'm also testing the gear, and I'm realizing that it's better to be extra warm than not warm enough. In the summer, you want to take off some layers, but you want to be careful. I learned it the hard way. I had, it was shining down at the noon sun, you know, and I went out with my shorts and my t-shirt, and when I got home, I had a suntan on my knees. And not the bottom half of my legs, just my knees, just the top part of my knees. It was a bit silly, and I had pain in the wrong places. I'm hearing the beep boop beep boop. It's the lowest one I could find. There's like 15 different sounds you can do on the on the bike for yeah, there's like 15 different sounds you can do on the bike for the blinkers and four-way flashers. The default one is like a big bleep, 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 like super loud, and it's like I would just stop at a corner and there would be like no other noises, and I turn on my blinker and I have to wait like a minute and a half for the light for me. Everyone was just staring at me. They're like, what the fuck's up with this guy? So it took me some time to figure it out, but there's like sounds of bubbles. There's sounds of like parties, chimes, cymbals. I think there's like a dog barking, all kinds of weird noises. And then this one that I got was like a soft doot, 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 doot. And I thought that was optimal. That was perfect. It's audible because you kind of have to. When you're smaller, you have to have something that's audible so that people hear you, because most of the time they don't see you. And but it's not annoying. It's like when a truck is reversing. It used to be like this loud beep, 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 beep. And they with time they figured that it's, especially at night when there's like the snow removal or truck doing night deliveries or whatnot, it wakes people up. It's annoying, it's loud, it's too loud. So now it's a screeching weird noise. So it's lower bass, lower decibel. You notice it, but it doesn't annoy you. The only one that are allowed to annoy you is emergency response, ambulance, police, fire trucks, and the related ones. Those are allowed to annoy you because it's a get out of the way situation. Fingers are getting cold. I have a fist inside my hand now. I have to be careful. I mean, I've been out riding for an hour and a half at this point. It's a bit much. But like I said before, a little cold, a little pain, a little tiny bit of suffering, it's still worth it. It's still worth it. I cannot complain. Actually, I can complain, but even that is worth it. Wonder how my mom's gonna find my driving. I think I need to get some Halls or cough drops when I go out riding in the cold, just to avoid coughing a lot like this, especially if I'm going to talk on a microphone. I don't want you guys to like hear all this coughing all the time. I was exaggerated. But yeah, when I get home, whew, let's change hands. Let's put this one into a ball, warm the fingers up. There you go. Why is the guy... Some people use water at the wrong times. Jesus Christ. The guy's watering down his already clean driveway. It's wet already. It's gonna freeze tonight. Why are you putting water on your driveway that's made of bricks, not even like a one-piece asphalt? It's made of like individual tiles. So the water's gonna seep in. Tonight it's gonna freeze. It's gonna expand. It's gonna crack. It did look like he lived in a mansion, so, you know, oblivious to things in life. Usually the richer you are, oddly enough, this is really weird, but the richer you are, the more stupid you are. I'm sorry for any smart rich people, but where is this road taking me? The map is not always obvious.